Ember area do dan some ahoro ahensa ka ewo oman Ghana mu no meba na meba kenkan amaw yeda otwede ampon tete kwafra manyankopon chembreku nyame a ofisiu mu pe na nkusi nyina nyemu kwan ekadam ono na waya mechafa emanne anopa yi ewie enumre enyi anadwe enyina kase ahoro a nsaka no marba na maba kenkan amaw ananso mezin aranyi kwabana amwenu ensemi mauzim akutin bi enyi Owura Alan Kojo Chamaten watafra no Alan Cash dembri wadenedi achire Ghana man nyina de se NPP amanye kunu eboi enkrata mu gu hode obi biara opere otu franka makunu onkonka fankrata nanso obedima akotin akafa na wetum asesa Ghana man ne hyebre se woto abaman ema obaye omampanyina COVID-19 emu nsam so na okwanchafo panyina oda apomizin edwumana no Dr. Patrick Kuma Boaje erekire de dembrede emo franka krama owo omanye mu no worobhwe de wode empanini bi bowo wo hon dembre obobo hon ho ban efir COVID-19 yarba no ho odumja odwumayenyi mekire fire office bia na ejato enkrahama wodum na ofir abrase a otodo ebien do bobo fom ema nenna enani nsem enyina bubue no wacha da dembre owo kolebu ayarsabia origi ayarhwe Nigeria apresifo nsia bi na wode krata aka mampanyin Buhari enye IGP de womo hona bawdo usande naira opipi idu enuma dam apresifo ebaasa wode ma ho esia wode ma ho bribe nanso wanje no na ohun de woye nkrofo a oman no da hon akomado demti womo hon abawdo sonkokra ebusia eyi enye nsampi na ina maboa no a maze rebrao afi jember na nyembo wura kase no mu na yentemu ensam Owura Alan Kojo Echiramaten izina Ghana fo nyina egba wodi yim no eye Alan Cash na owampanyin dadaw John Ejekumkufo Abredo no na oye oswafo da manso na ebra owampanyin nana adodanfo ekufo ado obatina egwedo ebra woto abaman ewo mfimpim ebien na du esia 2016 ama obaye owampanyin no Osha na memuna ase ewo 2017 mu na oswafa obonizinde onkohwe infridwuma na egwedi ensamdo eye Owura Alan Kojo Chamaten Dembri papai aye dwuma ede abapim dembri ya dem sesi a mekasei odi krata akoma omampanyin na nado danko ekufu ado de bema baye bi na wamaye ni nyina obara manso otwapara oya na womanumbo ne demti odi ne dwumadiri enyina basi ha na owanyi sum de daachi biara no nso obaba abaye omampanyin eden hyehyɛ pa aba ema Ghana enya hoto demti oboko akafa enkratai na nyina mu na ochede orintum nya edwuma obra enkrata nso oboya no nso obotum akafa bi ne demti na owode odi ne dibiwa odi de oswafa ohwe egwezi na mfridwuma do no enyina eba na ewie ena odi krata akama omampanyini wakasa ewo Ghana man enyina ewo television do direkire de Eiii dembrede orkan apahotam ema obi biara ehu de oda onu Alan Cash na nwodo papa da daachi biara obotu franka ama MPP amanye kono na wabaye omampanyin ode se ojiku no nyima owojizi mapade Ghana fo enyina nso ewo awerehyem ewo no ma oboto abaman emewe bedi omane do na ode nhyehyɛ aba nhyehyɛ no bi ni nyina ekyede obohwe ema Ghana etum asesa aye sonkokra ena bra Owura Alan Cash erkasa no ochede se ehwe na yisu adehuna ogidi emapa de obama omane sikasam etum ejina nando afi ndwuma bosore ye pa na Ghana obaye okrabohwe a nkrofo pinara de hwane nsa bosum hwano na wetum akada Ghana pa enenne omani etum ejina demi ode nhihye bi a ode ba no ma professor wo for the great transformational plan them great transformational plan we twinisim GTP na yi abaye slogan na orokọ papa o chere from 2025 edikasi 2030 de dam nhihye yi na odi beye adwuma dam birin bokọ awie yi de na obi biara obesi Ghana ha no na ohu da mpa Ghana yesena aburechir ode obaye magana ayesronko krai a obi biara dwene ho a hore ntaase okasa adin samno nyina bedewe na ochede sa ihwe oye no dwumedi a orobebedi a onamdo ema wapa dwumedi bi hu tamadi na odado ye Alenke prime time talk show na dam dwumedi ode ba chirechire ne nso ade hunu da oba obotuma ye di aboa ema Ghana etum afa ne tampa efra ora alankash ekrodu chirem de obahia obibia ne mboa ne titir ebra wobokọ akafa form si owode ekitafo tumita na chir na woboa na motum tu franka edema MPP amanye kunu na wogizi da so nya ma ne saka peza Ghana njode Ghana fu wogizi wonu mu a woboto aba amano ema Ghana etum asesa abaye okrabohwe wode se oba ndwuma ahorowa amane impanyumfo abakọ iye nyina ene ma oti du sese po reya wenwie a osafata da woyemu insakra no nyina no ode ori magyango hokra obaye ni nyina na waye foforo nso aka ho na odi pagya oman Ghana ema Ghana aye okrabohwe kra onamdo atutu asire obi bia de wanta na kire soronko na onfa ho amanye ku nyi bebi bia wo oba obaba ama obi bia osande impuntu a ode ba no ode ba oman Ghana m ema obi biara enya ho echafa Ghana baye soronko kra ma nkrofo abohye ne sem de ama oman Ghana nsemi oka ewo ahomado a yebokọ na yakohwe video no nti kam ho na yakohwe nsama ura alankash odi tugwa no bi embra.
Let me start first by wishing you all a happy, healthy, productive, and a prosperous new year. Secondly, I wish to express formally my profound gratitude to His Excellency the President for the opportunity given me to serve the good people of Ghana in his administration over the last 6 years, and for graciously accepting my resignation as Cabinet Minister responsible for trade and industry with effect from the 16th of January 2023. Thirdly, I wish to use this platform to formally announce my decision to contest the flag bearership of the new Patriotic Party when the party officially opens nominations for that purpose. His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has been a good friend of mine and will always remain so, based on our shared commitment to the ideals and principles that inspired the founding fathers of our great party, the new Patriotic Party. We have competed in the past, but have always worked together thereafter. The President has laid a strong foundation for the socio-economic development of our country, although I believe there are things that could have been done differently. My vision is to build a superstructure on this foundation that will bring prosperity to our nation. The pre-COVID-19 performance of our economy, the flagship programs including the free SHS, the One District, One Factory initiative, the Planting for Food and Jobs program, the Agenda 111 project, and the COVID-19 response initiatives are all testimony of the strong leadership that the President has provided over the last 6 years. In spite of all the above, however, it is an undeniable fact that the combined effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war has stampeded our country into a crisis of unprecedented proportions, with a negative impacts on the economy, on businesses, and on our social lives. I have no doubt that the anticipated International Monetary Fund IMF support package will restore confidence in our economy and bring it back to pre-COVID levels. Fellow countrymen and women, this is the 17th time that we have gone to the IMF over the last 57 years. We promised never to go back, but we've gone back. One of the lessons that we have learned from the recent developments is that Ghana's economy is still fragile, vulnerable, and susceptible to both external and domestic shocks. This primarily is as a result of the fact that our economy is highly dependent on the export of commodities with little or no value addition. Indeed, the 5.1% projected GDP growth for the Ghanaian economy for 2023 is based on the anticipated increase in commodity prices. To avoid going back to the IMF, we need a new plan, a plan that will lead us to a more self-reliant and resilient economy. That plan must move Ghana from stability and growth to transformation. Fellow countrymen and women, if by the will of God and through your goodwill, I'm voted first as the flag bearer of the NPP and subsequently as President of the Republic in the next general elections, I will become the transformational leader of our time, who will build on the foundations that have been laid by successive leaders of our nation over the last 65 years. To achieve this strategic goal of transforming our dear country to become the shining star of the new Africa, I will, as President, launch and lead the execution of the Great Transformational Plan, GTP of Ghana, which will span the period 2025 to 2030. The post-COVID economic recovery program, currently being implemented with the anticipated support from the IMF from 2023 to 2025, will be a transitional economic program leading to the rollout of this great transformational plan. Countrymen and women, before I proceed to provide a brief insight into the key elements of this great transformational plan, 7 critical considerations will need to be taken into account to guarantee the success of the plan. First, the primacy of the private sector in our national development agenda. The private sector, both domestic and foreign, formal and informal, has to be at the center of our transformational agenda. The government's focus must be to facilitate the process of making our private sector competitive by creating an enabling environment for businesses. 2, attitude to work and enforcement of discipline. We as a people should appreciate the need for discipline in all spheres of our national lives and change our attitude to work. Whether you are working for the private sector or for government, as a worker, you are not doing a favor to your employer. It is your duty to ensure that you earn your living from the efforts of your labor. 3, corruption and petty theft or thievery, particularly from the public purse, deny our country the benefits of utilizing its tax revenue and other resources for the development of our country. 4, the arrogance of power has been a major obstruction to progress in our country. People in positions of authority must understand that leadership is an opportunity to serve the people and not to lord over them. In servant leadership, humility is an asset and not a weakness. 5, passion for excellence. As a country, we must celebrate competence and excellence and not mediocrity. 6, as a people, we must focus more on getting things done than just talking. Ghana is gradually becoming a NATO country. No action, talk only. We need to remember that the use of time is a zero-sum game. What Ghana needs now are solutions and actions, not debates. 7, and last but not the least, our politics in Ghana is too divisive. This keeps out some of our best talents in offering themselves for political appointments. Yes, we pride ourselves as being the bastion of democracy in Africa, but that does not mean that we should allow partisan politics to destroy our collective interests. These 7 critical considerations outlined above will provide what I would describe as the soft power for the effective implementation of our great transformational plan. Fellow countrymen and women, let me now provide a brief synopsis of the great transformational plan. The GTP will be anchored on the following key pillars. 1, a strong macroeconomic environment. The success of the GTP will depend primarily on strong macroeconomic fundamentals, which would include, among other things, a stable currency, low inflation, sustainable debt levels, revenue optimization, and tight expenditure control to guarantee fiscal balance, low competitive interest rates, strong external reserves backed by high levels of liquidity to support the financial sector. To a large extent, the IMF support program, when fully executed, will create the appropriate conditions that will underpin the great transformational plan. 2, a new agricultural revolution, in brief, NAR for Ghana. The NAR will be based on 5 critical elements. 1, optimizing value to farmers by the establishment of farmer-owned large-scale commercial farms and processing facilities, which will bring the full benefits of the agricultural value chain to farmers. 2, introducing technology and innovation into agriculture through research and development in agronomy, mechanization, irrigation, and plantation management. This will build on the foundations laid by the Planting for Food and Jobs and Planting for Export and Rural Development programs. Our farmers cannot be competitive without technology and innovation. 3, the establishment of licensed food distribution and marketing companies by the private sector throughout the country at the district level to be supported by the government. These companies will constitute a vital link between farmers and market queens in the urban and peri-urban areas. It will be complemented by the introduction of a digitized food distribution and marketing online platform, which will connect producers to buyers and consumers. 4, the strengthening of the Ghana Commodity Exchange as the marketplace for all actors in the agricultural value chain. 5, deepening the current regime for lending and financing for the agricultural sector. 6, enhancing the deregulation of the cocoa sector by deepening private sector participation in the buying and marketing, including export of cocoa. 7, mass citizens' participation in agriculture by introducing an Operation Own a Farm program for the Ghanaian citizen in general. 3, industrial transformation. This will build on the successes of government's 10-point industrial transformation program, including the One District, One Factory initiative, the establishment of strategic anchor industries to diversify the economy beyond cocoa and gold. For example, the automobile assembly, garments and textiles, pharmaceuticals, and the petrochemical industry. Enhancing the growth and development of small and medium enterprises. Establishment of industrial parks and special economic zones, and supporting domestic retail trade and distribution. 4, accelerated infrastructure development. Promoting private sector financing for public infrastructure such as roads, railways, ports and harbors, water supply systems, public housing, etc., which will reduce government's exposure to the financing of such infrastructure projects. 5, digital mainstreaming. Digitalization will be mainstreamed in all government and public sector activities, building on the current work led by the Ministry of Communication and digitalization. 6. Energy security and diversification. Greater emphasis to be placed on developing renewable sources of energy by fast-tracking the execution of government's energy transition strategy, including but not limited to nuclear and hydrogen energy. 7. Decarbonization and climate resilience. Scaling up government's current efforts at reducing Ghana's carbon footprints and facilitating access to the carbon trading markets, as well as establishing mechanisms to strengthen the country's preparedness against the negative effects of climate change. 8. National security and defense optimization. Deploying resources to strengthen national security and defense mechanisms and infrastructure to deal substantively with emerging security threats and challenges, particularly in the Sahelian region. 9. Downsizing government. The architecture of government will be overhauled by consolidating some existing ministries, departments, and agencies. This will mean running a lean government structure that would ensure operational efficiency and effectiveness in the delivery of government services. 10. Strategic engagement with the international community. Ghana's diplomatic and economic relations with the international community under the GTP will be predicated on the principle of positive neutrality based on the strategic interests of Ghana, as well as our shared commitments for the preservation of peace around the world and respect for humanity. I will, in the next several months, provide further details of this great transformational plan in the new Alan K. Primetime Talk Show to be introduced. I will also seek inputs from the people of Ghana as I go round in the regions and districts on my campaign tours. Fellow countrymen and women, the execution of the GTP will require our collective efforts irrespective of our political orientation, ethnicity, or religion. It will lead to a new dawn of restoration, rebuilding, and reward. The future of our country is bright. I want you, fellow countrymen and women, to make me your next president when the time comes, and you will see a significant difference in your lives. Fellow countrymen and women, I want you to invest in your own future by supporting my campaign. I will therefore be launching a mass Kitwa Biensa campaign and adopt a constituency initiative which will afford Ghanaians from all walks of life the opportunity to be a part of my campaign. For all those who will have the honor and privilege of being delegates to select the flag bearer of our great party, the MPP, please remember Alan Kyerematen is your candidate to win power for you in 2024. Together, we shall break the 8. As we do say in our local Ghanaian dialects, Achia na emui, symbolizing hope. Musa daka dayo, saboda mfani gobe. Let's sacrifice for the future. Ekpedeka metunaho, a symbol of unity and collective effort. Mofia mobayeni, we shall all enjoy. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I thank you for your kind attention.
Ebusafo iyi ensam ahorowa owura Alan Kojo Kyerematen editu gwa na ochire odo mampanyin ase papa ewo mfe esia odi dibusha nsa de omaye osoafo a ohwe mfiridwuma na egwedi ensam do na afi ochire adenu ho edi emowi biara enyemu entiase de se wobei oye MPP nomination to ha aboko akafa forms abaye omampanyin no ho nsam ena yeketi no ebusha yento ensam no do na yemfa henenwa enkyere oye COVID-19 ensam a orutwagu ewo omani mu no eho Ebra COVID-19 eyi nitir ewo oman Ghana mu no ohaw pinara ena ode ba ya enkrofo nyuma pi onam COVID-19 tinne egu pina nso ena wakọwọ mpane dodo nara ofa ekompleni wo ho ebinom so ekyerede wo oye a abọ hwan ho ban efiri nzama ahoro pina eho onumu ena okwantrafo panyin a oda apomzin edwuma no ano mekyerɛ Director General oye Ghana Health Service Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaje odi abotu gwade sehwe yerebe ekwana orfado epumpuna ase ede wusu bi na mo bibiara nya na adwene yerebe no ase tukrakra ontu kra COVID-19 virus ekankan oye mfikyiri he ya odine nwo kro ekosumanto krom ena webu ba konso de hwede enkrofo ba na wenyakwan agengam won epiempie binum ekegina asamando ne demti wode obibia ye ahweye onamdo achechirem da ebra yerebe bai no na enkrofo a wendi embore mfidu enum desia ekono nde wonwo hone bi baye vaccination no na dembrede obohwede damambo frank kakram no nyina from mfidu edekoro nyina obibiara obowo na etum abo ne ho ban wada ntena ho anyanhwe han ama yareba no imokunkum nkrofo ansa na wa academy hu yanche mo friend so yanhwe na yan wo ho bi wada dembre school fo nso reba eboboi na ho behia pa da COVID-19 protocols metre nhyehyɛ ahoro a wadigu akwemu a ebo ahoro wonsa sanitizer nose mask ane nzama ahoro a obo aya nkrofo ho ban no Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaje kyerɛ awofo enye esukofo ahwedofo enyina nhwede wode baye adwuma dembre obama emmofra ahoro a oboko school no obibiara nkafa yareba bi abefie na mum obenya oye ahozen etumatene school demu esua ade wode oncher wode nhye bogu akwema dam emufra nyina no obotum awo hon mpanza obobo abohon ho ban efir COVID-19 yareba pezewo no eho ebushia yento a ensam no do na emfa henenwa enkyere odumja ensem ayreho sama osi ewo enre ya ekyere se eziwanyi ekyere oye Rana Motors abrosan a owo graphic road ewo Nkranheya no da ija eto hon abrosan mu na orehwo ho a na oye ayreho ye pa onamdo ema Wato nsafre Ghana National Fire Service mekire odumja edwuma no ema ntempara wokore ekoduru ho ebra wofo abrosan no de worudumja no abrosan no baby ebui na orebefom no na fire officer nyikura owom no ohuruwi ebra orobotofom firi abrosan a otrodo ebien no befom de ebushia ehu de na no mu wore yi pa demiti orba no odenansa ena nenna nyina na odebo hwifom a amunum ho a nensa ena nenna nyina ibubui eyi ena bra ensamkyerofo enye opanyina odanketawuzi ano ema Ghana National Fire Service owura Timothy Osafo afuma orkasa ewo machi dwumedi bedo ewo nua TV ne FM do ena ochede no kwanyi ebra atoyenkyem no si fire officer no hon nyina ho abo hwan na ono nkyerede fire service edwuma no bokodo atwentwen hon dwumedi no asekura already bi ombu hon abem wa hye omane bo de wo bayeda obotum biara aye dwumaden de aboa ema omane Ghana afane tampa efra ne demti de atoyenkyem ato hon no ne nyina echi wo bohwe nyimpa no asane yareba na so akodo efi hon pem aye edwumaden de aboa amase ohaw bi ito baby a wetuma kontampara akohwe aso ano oda mirkese korebu a doctor fo ejina fire officer no da won hwe aye ne duru amma papa no enya hoto na wetum abaka hon ho aye edwuma ebiem oda obi anka na akoma ntuni yem odumja edwuma no oda na akoma do da enye bibia esi ɛna ɔbɔbɔ wɔn ho ɛma wɔn adwuma a ɔwɔ wodi no wato no egyegye mu ɔda wɔbɛyɛ adwumade no aboa papaapa ɛma ɔman Ghana etum afa ne tampa efra ne demti obiara nka na komanto ne yem osande adaptafo gudo a wɔreyɛ papa no eduro ebusia yankona yankɔ wie hene sam no ɛwɔ Nigeria ɛmane mu ekuo bi a ɔndan aban ɛwɔ ne dwumadim akyerɛ krataa akama South office ɛwɔ Nigeria ɛman no mu asan amane bi ɛde ama ɔmanpanyin Buhari ɛna polisi sahina a ɔda Nigeria polisi edwumako no ano de onyimpa ya adza osayeyi no kɔbran so twapara a immo ina wademan ne demti da apresifo esia bi ayɛ no wɔhwɛ dɛ wɔnyi hon bonyaayɛ wɔde wɔsa abadubɔ na wɔnhyɛ hon nkwan na afi ho post nimpo wɔnsan ntumu mma hon da apresifo yi nyina eyɛ enyi dɛ sɛ edwan kyerem ɛwɔ Bayelsa state a enkrofo a wɔn ɛwɔ hɔ de bia no ɔyɛ awada wɔna ne nyina dɛ wɔkyekye enkrofo na wɔyɛ hon basabasa ɔno ɛna apresifo yi bɔ mmɔden na wɔka kyerɛ abranta baako a wɔadi mfe ɔyɛ aduasa esia 36 years old boy na dama abrante ne dwuma odi enyi dɛ ɔkyekyere enkrofo sie ogye hon sika na mpo ɛyɛ wano dzina na ɔde sekan awɔ ekum edzina wɔde fan ɛyɛ Charles Ogaseuga yi ne dwuma odi anyi dɛ ɔkyekyere enkrofo na yi na apresifo ka kyerɛ Ogaseuga dɛ bra bona edidi yɛn ya apresifo yɛn ma wo ho ntɔw yɛde wo bafa mbra kwando ɛbra wɔkyerɛ no na ɔkyerɛ dɛ ampa ebɔn no di wedi apresifo toto nano toto no ho bisebisa no ho iho ye nyina na ono mu na ɔkyerɛ dɛ sɛ apresifo igya na Nigeria naira no ɔbama hon 50 million naira a ɔyɛ sika emu yeduru pa apresifo esia no wɔnkyɛ na wɔfa nkɔbɔ hon bra eyi na apresifo yi rekyerɛ dɛ ihe no de yesu a ɛka ntam dɛ yɛrebɛyɛ adwuma pa na yɛde abɔ Nigeria man no ho ban hɛn akatua kakra a wɔde ma hɛn no ɔsɔ hɛn anyi na dɛ yɛbɛgye sika yɛgya awoma akɔ aka kyerɛ nkrɔfo esie abɔ nkrɔfo epow agyegye sika fi nkrɔfo ɛwofo nkyɛn ekunkum bi de ɔnya adza yɛawe atado dɛ yɛbɛma kwan madam dwumadi no akɔdo ɛwɔ Nigeria man mu dem nti Ogaseuga yi sika na areka no fabra yabagye na onya da yaregye na yama okwan da ko yaregye na yada ye adanse di etiawo obi biara mpewu sika fia ede mahia no edemti yare nje wo sika na mum enya aka da de mahia no yeso sika no mu nanso yade wo bokɔ court na mbranyi edi da emahia bribe na dam bribe no mpo oni ampa ne ampa apresifo esien no gye sika no kye abranta no de no kɔ de asandi bia mfa no ntum na sika a ɔde ma hɔn no ni a wɔde sika no nyina so akɔma asandi bia no asumdwe mu a polisi bia nyewa a ɔfa sempoa ana damba eyi ɛna mpanyinfo rekyerɛ dɛ apresifo a wɔte demi wɔsa abadebɔ na ma wɔn tena ase enya nhwɛhan na wowu ansana wɔayɛ bibi edi ama hɔn dama apresifo yi yɛ DCP Abubakar Sadiq Aliyu Superintendent Adobo Omandi, Superintendent Emmanuel Okoye, Inspector Paul Ojezuambi, Sergeant Osan Dennis, Inafi Sergeant Valentin Ekuo. Dama empanyimfo enyina enye apresifo a wanje bribe ya. Ejumako ya ondan aban rebɔ hɔn abawdo akyerɛ Ghana fo nyiwiaze afanan enyina ne titi Nigeria man ne de dam nkrofo yi esa abaduba a ɔde wɔbɔ hɔn abawdo ne demti ɔmanpanyin Buhari ɔhwɛ na ɔmɔ hɔn abawdo so nkokra na ɔhyɛ hɔn nkran wɔde IGP hwɛ na ɔntu hɔn post no mu osane da nkrofo aye oye soronko kra Nigeria man no nkrofo maako ne bohu de wetum etu anamona otedama iye enyika iye pa onamdo atutu asre obi bia de da nkrofo aye wonka wono ho asem enkyere wiase aman nyina ne ho da mpa ya wo apolisifo apapa nso ewo Nigeria manem ebusia ha na mberba mamkwan emedede eso nsam ahorowa mesaka wo one vision gh no meze ne nyina besi kwabana amwenu enyemedin adom dom hena yabasan ehia onyinden owochena makram